Hey guys, it's the Christian Beautician, and today I will be filming a series video. So this is the first video in my back to school series. This video is just going to be about my public school to homeschool transition, why I transitioned, and whether or not I think it is a good idea. This is part 1 in this public school to online school transition. Part 2 will be a Q&A. So please leave questions below in the comments about public school or about homeschool, and I will be sure to include your questions in part 2 of this video. So first of all, preschool through 8th grade, I went to public school. I guess I should say I am in 10th grade now. I am a sophomore. So last year, 9th grade, I made the switch to homeschool. Online school, homeschool. Same thing. The reason I made the switch is I was feeling like, hey, I can work at my own pace. Hey, let me just go to online school. I could wake up late. I can wear my pajamas all day. Don't have to get dressed and just be in different classroom settings and go through different teachers. It's just online how I personally choose it to be. And so I switched. I was like, okay, let's get all my paperwork ready, my transcripts, blah, 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 the whole nine. Just my papers so that I could make the switch completely. And I did. So for both semesters of my 9th grade year, I did online school. I'm going to tell you how that was for me, like stress-wise, how it was like socially-wise, I guess, like to talk to and stuff. So basically the online school where I go to is like it's set up and you have courses and then you have your different teachers and you have electives. The same thing with regular school, just online at home. You do have these things called a live lesson in which you get to personally communicate with your teacher, with other people who are in that class that you are in as well. Like it's basically like first period, second period, third period, fourth period, like regular school, just online, which is great. I mean, it was, at the beginning, I thought it was like, whoa, oh yeah, this is great. I'm really loving this. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wake up late. I'm gonna sleep in, not have to wake up at like 6 in the morning, get ready, then go outside to catch the school bus. No, I was like, sleep, eat when I want to eat, snack when I want to snack, and finish early. That was my main thing, is where I felt finishing early was like the greatest thing, because normally not my home school, because the school that I would have went to if I did not do public school, the hours I think were 8:20 to like 3:30 in the afternoon. Which, oh hey, yeah, it sounds like normal school hours, but when you're actually doing it in school, it's like, oh my gosh, get me out of this place. Like, I can't stand it. But with homeschool, you work at your own pace, and if you finish early, you finish early, and then you're done for the day. It's not homework because you're at home. And yeah, it was great. You still take notes and you still have, like, you still read and do everything you do at regular school, just at home. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm finishing early. I get to chill. I get to watch TV. I get to just relax and not have all that other stress. So the beginning of the school year goes by. I'd say like the first, let me see. I think it was about the first 3 months go by, I was like, oh my goodness, this is great. Now, as you guys know, public school, you have projects. Let me just tell you, that does not change in online school. I had projects. At my school, they were not called projects, they were called portfolios. And a portfolio basically is you get instructions on what you need, what materials you need, what you need to read, and how you need to go about completing it, and you get a rubric the same way you would if you had a project. So, that is what I had. Portfolios. And I know we all get mad in public school when, one teacher assigns a project and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to start this project and I'm going to finish early and it's going to be no problem. And then your second block teacher decides, oh yeah, I'm going to assign a project that's due around the same time that the first project is. Then third block and fourth block and whatsoever have you. Well, lo and behold, those portfolios, you have to, it's not just, it's just like a one paper at the beginning. At the beginning, it was just like a one paper thing, and you write like an essay or a review on a book you were reading, and it was like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad. If these projects are going to be like that, that's good. At the beginning, though, let me tell you that once we started getting in that middle of the school year, the transitioning from fall to winter block, oh my goodness, no. Those portfolios started coming more rapidly. They started becoming more consistent, like every other day, every 5 days, every 3 days. They just started coming more and more. And mind you, I think I had like 5 classes. Let me see. English, math, biology. I had 6 classes for one day. And so that's like 6 portfolios every 3 days. And so you're doing these portfolios class by class, and then you do actually start having homework for homeschool, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous if you're at home and you have homework at home when you're homeschooled. Oh yeah. So then I started getting stressed, and I started like having the same stress that you would with public school, like just like overwhelming myself and like, oh my gosh, am I going to have enough time to do this? Am I going to have enough time to do that? And it was just overwhelming, like I said. So the year is still dragging out. Portfolios are still coming, And you're graded the exact same way. I don't know if I mentioned that. No, I didn't mention that. You are graded the same way that you are graded in public school, with like percentages, and certain things are worth certain percents. Like for most of my classes, my portfolios would weigh about 15 to 20% of my grade. In some occasions, they were worth 30% of my grade. And so we had quiz checks. We had quiz checks are like little pre-tests, I guess you could call them. They were like worth 5% of our grade. So like little pre-tests, I guess. So quiz checks, then we had quizzes, which were worth like 40%, and we had tests. I don't remember how much tests were worth. And that's what we had. We also had regular exams too. Like we had a certain place where you go to take your end of the year exams, like your end of courses and your end of grades. So all in all, it was the same as public school. The end of the year came around and I was like, oh yes, glad. So I finished around the same time that normal school would finish, just a little bit earlier. So that was my whole experience. So the stress level at the beginning of the year, I would rate it like a 1 out of a 1 to 10 scale. The middle of the year, like I'd say about the fourth, 5th-ish month, I would rate it like probably about a 6. My stress level, the end of the year came down, and then I was rating it probably about an 8.5 because end of the year exams and all. All in all, it was a great experience. It was so fun to just do online school, homeschool, I personally think that it was a great choice. In the middle, I started having my trying to think of the word. Started having my doubts. I started having my doubts and oh, man, I want to go back to public school. I don't really like this, but now my decision is I will be redoing online school just because personally, for me personally, in my opinion, for me, that was the best idea. It just allows me to do much more and allows me to have my free time and work at my own pace again. As I said, I will start not stressing myself out and overwhelming myself as much and just keeping a neutral balanced scale throughout the year. So would I say online school is better than public school? It depends on you. It depends on your personality. Like if you like to be around the people and you like having things like handouts and you like just seeing a teacher there, then maybe public school is for you. But if you feel like, oh yeah, I got this, I'm always ahead of the class and I'm always still looking for work to do and I'm just done early and I don't really care for the whole school setting, then I think online school is a great idea. So for both, I'm going to just rate them neck and neck. Neck and neck. I'm going to rate it neutral, but online school is a positive. So that was the end of this video. Again, please leave questions below for part 2 of this video, which is a question and answer. Also, please like this video, give it a big old thumbs up, and please subscribe for more videos from me. Bye guys!